Welcome to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping Orange County. With your host, Don Camber.
Hello, live from the OC Talk Radio studios at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber with another great guest impacting our community in a positive way. Today I welcome High Hopes Head Injury Program Director Mark Desmond. He's dedicated his life to helping the brain-injured community to recover and regain their lives. On July 16th, High Hopes will host its signature fundraiser, the 24th Annual Eric Marienthal and Friends Concert at the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach in California. Thank you, Mark, for being on Impact OC, and I want to point out we have Eric Marienthal on the phone. So, Eric, how are you doing?
Good, Don. Good to hear from you.
Explain why you like to do this important fundraiser.
Well, we've been doing it for the past 24 years, and it has just been, such an honor to be part of an experience that's been able to help an organization like High Hopes that has been helping so many people for all these years. And, it's become a tradition for all this time, and it just the fact that we're able to help and impact an organization that has helped so many people is like I said, it's just really been incredible, and we just love doing it every year.
What can we expect on July 16th?
Well, hopefully you can expect a really good concert with my band and I, and Lee Ritenour, legendary guitar player, is going to be our guest artist this year. And, as Mark can explain, it's you can either buy a general ticket and enjoy the concert, or you can buy a VIP ticket, which gives you, the closer seats, and the VIP party, which includes a great dinner before the event. And Ron Kobayashi is performing with his group at that event too, so you get a sort of a concert before the concert, and plus the setting down there. If anybody's been to the Hyatt Regency, to see a concert out in that amphitheater, you see the concert and the stage, and then above that you see Newport Harbor, the Back Bay, and Newport Harbor and the ocean, and it's happening right during sunset. So it's in the middle of July, so it really is a beautiful setting, and because it's such a great cause, I think everybody just feels especially good about being there and contributing to this great cause.
Explain why the cause is important to you.
Well, I don't have any personal connection with the head injured community, but I do. No friends or family, thank goodness. But, having been a friend of Mark's for all these years, and just being able to see, what he and his staff do for these people, with a nonprofit, it's just amazing. And to be able to do something that just, it's not just another concert, you're not just going out there and, getting another fee and just playing, it's really making an impact. And, I feel very, very lucky to be in the situation, quite frankly, where we're able to help an organization like High Hopes.
And you do a lot of preparation yourself for this. Explain.
I do. Well, putting on the concert means, it's unique in that we have a guest artist each year. So again, as I mentioned, Lee Ritenour is our guest. So we prepare his music, which involves, music preparation and rehearsals and things. And the band is sort of an augmented band. We have, percussion and, background singers often. And so it's usually kind of a concert on steroids. And so a little extra preparation goes into it, but, labor of love for sure.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us. I know that you have to go, but thank you so much. And again, Eric Marienthal will be performing on July 16th at the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach in California. Now I'm going to turn my attention towards you, Mark. Why have you dedicated your life to High Hopes, which has been the answer and hope for hundreds of families faced with the difficult task of getting help for their loved ones whose lives and dreams have been devastated by an unexpected traumatic brain injury?
Yes, thank you, Don. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Eric Marienthal for what a great event we put on each year. And Eric's been so nice to volunteer his time for those 24 years. So thank you, Eric, as you are off to your next gig here at the moment. The High Hopes is the first brain injury program in the United States, and was able to work with brain injured individuals in the beginning years, and was successful at it. And when I first started, it was don't bother with these people, they don't really improve. And we've disproved that over the last 40 plus years.
What is a traumatic brain injury?
A traumatic brain injury is someone that's had head trauma and an injury or fall. Number one is in the United States is falls at all ages. Then it's automobile, motorcycle, sport-related, police officers shot, all sorts of people, war-related injuries, the military, and others that have had head trauma. We also take individuals that have strokes, and strokes can happen to anybody any age also. Every 9 seconds, there's a traumatic brain injury in the United States.
So how does High Hopes help?
We put people back together again. We're unique. There's only one of us in the country, and we don't give up on anyone. When I receive somebody, I have a great staff, and we help people that are wheelchair bound walk for the first time. People regain abilities thought lost ever due to their accident, both physical, cognitive, and how you think is everything. How do you know when you walk up to a curb that it's safe to take a step off the curb? Oncoming traffic, or judgment, or problem solving, these are all the things that are involved with traumatic brain injury. Behaviors, memory, and on and on. So we are what we think, and how we think, and a lot of that has to be relearned or overcompensated for. And the unique thing about brain injuries, everybody's different. The other thing that's very unique, it's not over till it's over. In other words, as long as a person's alive, a person can improve their ability to do things throughout their life. When it first started, it said, don't bother after 2 years. Nobody gets better. Well, it's not true. People can get better. And we've had worked with thousands of people that have much better life than they would have otherwise. And those thousands of people, many were given up on, and it's not true.
What are the techniques used?
Well, it's a process of one is I assess each person as they come in. I put them in the right particular program. Physical things are easy to see because a person looks in the mirror and arm doesn't work, or can't stand up, or can't take a step. It's easier. They can't deny that there's a problem. Cognitive, it's different. I'm fine. I just have a memory problem. Well, can you read again? Can you do math skills? So there's assessment that goes on, and we evaluate each person and then move them through this process of putting them back together again and learning overcompensating skills. Memory issues is global, so they have to learn how to take notes and how to be able to retrieve that information, as well as those that have visual impairments, and the list goes on.
Can you kind of give us an idea of the process?
Well, I kind of am. For instance, if you came in and you were wheelchair bound, I'd be working with you to get you out of your wheelchair. We have robotics.
That's what I want to know. Yes.
We have, you know, our whole system is set up for, you know, short periods of time. You know, you get PT, OT for an hour, 15, 20 minutes. When someone, let's say, that needs that help, they might be getting, it's like the Olympics. You don't make the Olympics by doing an hour a day. You're involved in training throughout the day. And so you're doing robotics, you're doing standing, you're doing, you know, weight training, you're doing aquatic therapy, you're doing all sorts of things, and it doesn't all come at once because of the high fatigue factor. So you build your endurance, you build you to be able to, one, start believing that you can do it, because that is, you have to have the right attitude, first of all, and believe that you can overcome this. And the best way to that is you see this person next to you. See that he's walking now or she's walking. They were like you last year or 2 years before. Is that going to happen to you? It's happened to a lot of the people. And if you do the work, you're sure a lot better chance than you would have been if not.
So certainly there's a lot of costs involved.
We're charity, so people pay what they can afford. There's individuals that get our services for free, and that's how we do it. There is private programs or non-charitable organizations in the country, and most people cannot afford those. They're about 35,000 national average a month, and up to 60 and above a month. I take people through and see if I can help them, and the evaluation part. Hello, how are you? And we'll go the extra mile. The big thing is, like all things, and the most important, you got to be there all the time. You can't. It can't happen by a lack of attendance, or, of course, there's medical issues that occur along the way, but meaning that a person's recovering, or they have to have numerous operations. And I've had people who had 40 different operations and over a course of many years. So it all depends on the individual. And
What's the time
dynamics.
factor? What's the time factor?
Well, brain injury is you are never the person you were before. But we all aren't, really. I mean, are we the same person we were 2 years ago? No, we've gotten older, we change. And so, putting everybody through these paces. And then again, I mentioned physically, but cognitively it's the same way. It takes an enormous amount of work. It's probably the hardest thing you can ever do to recover. It takes an enormous amount of work on everybody's part, and a lot of family support. Somebody has to support the person. They have to get them there every day. They have to go either access transportation. We just got over the access transportation strike recently, and we're glad that's running again, because a lot of people need the service in order to get to us. And we get people, I've had people drive from Bakersfield each day, 3 hours in, 3 hours back out, 6 hours round trip driving to go back home. The people come from all over the United States, all over the world, as well as a lot of local people.
Thus, the July 16th High Hopes 24th Annual Eric Marienthal and Friends Concert. Explain how people can get tickets for this event.
You can go online at highhopes.ws, or you can call us at 949-733-0044. And if you go online at highhopes.ws, you'll see it right away, and just go and purchase a ticket. We will, usually always sell out, or each and every year. They've been doing this for the last 24 years. So I would suggest you don't wait till last minute. And we'd love to see you there. All the proceeds go to provide scholarship assistance to people to come to High Hopes. So I got to raise the money for it.
What's the attire?
That's a really good question. It's a concert comfortable attire. Some people wear a sport coat. Some people come in their shorts and their t-shirts and their sandals. We're glad that you're there. So, or somewhere in between.
What are some success stories of people you've helped?
Lots of people. Sometimes it's just little things. In March, for an example, March was probably a very unique month. 4 people started walking for the first time. Usually it's not that many in 1 month, let alone one a week. These were all ladies, interesting enough, and 2 of them had a stroke and 2 of them traumatic brain injuries, and they started, it takes months of work, but it's always nice seeing things that were not expected. And I've seen a lot of miracles. I've seen some amazing things. And all things are possible, but we all got to work at it.
So you saw some people walk. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds and hundreds over the years.
And then when that happens, that tells you what about your program?
Well, we get results. But the trick is, there's my frustration, right? The trick is you got to be there. Can't do it if you don't show up and be consistent. And we'll do the rest. You work hard. We'll do it.
So it's really training the brain to do what it kind of did before.
Right. Well, in life, too, there's a lot of distractions. You need to focus on the things that are productive. And the path is pretty not very wide. You have to really focus on those things. But whether it be speech and working on speaking again, or whether it be reading and writing skills, or we use computers with programs for math, or we have occupational therapy for upper extremities, and robotics is, we're lucky. We've got supporters that we have the best equipment in the world. We have 4 locomats. We're the only place I know of that's 4 anywhere. For brain injury, we have overground robots. We have all sorts of things that can assist. Anywhere they can duplicate what I'm doing. And most of my staff have been with me 20, 30, for 30-something years.
Do you see the program growing?
We are growing. We're always growing. We actually had a dip after COVID because we were closed. That was the very hard period of time for our people. It wasn't COVID, but there was a lack of services that they could get. So we're catching up now, and we're growing all the time. So
what does it take to have success?
I kind of just told you. We get a lot of people too that been told that it'll never happen. But when you see other people doing it and it's happening for them, you go, hey, wait a minute. It's not over till it's over.
Thank you, High Hopes Head Injury Program Director Mark Desmond, for being on Impact OC. And I thank everyone for tuning in. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber. Have an impactful day.
You've been listening to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping our community. Right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio.